8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
International superstar, Miss Butler B. Rocker.
You are now tuned in to Butter B. Rocker on Transparency Talks Podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. This your girl, Butter B. Rocker in the building. Listen, we have an amazing show for you today. I'm super excited about this young man. But before I introduce our special guest, BBR Indie Films #5 festival is in effect. You can now submit your short films, 20 minutes or under, on filmfreeway.com/BBR Indie Films, or you can go directly to our website, BBRmediagroup.com. If you have been to any of our events, you know that they sell completely out. Get your tickets early. You know that we bring the heat. We have executive producers and directors from networks. We have Emmy award-winning writers and producers and directors that we bring in the house. We bring major celebrities and everything. So we bring distribution companies. We have brought film investors and so many more. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to start listing, or rather announcing, who our next panelists will be and everything. I cannot wait till we start announcing. I'm super excited who has confirmed. And yeah, you know, keep it locked. BBR Indie Films #5 is here. It's going to be on July 24th. So you have submissions is open from today to June 23rd. So get your submissions in. And anyway, y'all didn't come to hear that. Well, you did come to hear that. You did. But you also came to hear about this young man. He is a multi-international award-winning writer, director, actor, and the second most hated man on Tubi TV. Can you guys show some love for Therron Dumas?
Oh, hello. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I am doing great, King. It's great to see you.
Thank you. You as well.
So I like to dive right on in. Can you tell everybody a little bit of background about yourself?
Well, originally from Newark, New Jersey, now residing in well, everybody says Atlanta, but I'm in the outskirts of Atlanta. I came down here literally to do what I'm doing now. I came down here to do the whole, TV and movie thing. I started in the DMV area when I used to stay in Delaware, and I had probably acted there for about 8 years, and I believe I was in about 37 films when I decided I think I got it. I got the hang of it up north, so I said, let me come on down to Black Hollywood, and then, grinding, doing it ever since. So 13 years and 60 movies later, still doing it.
Did you just say 60 movies later?
Yeah. I'm in a few, yeah.
I would say that's definitely looking back to being more than a few. Okay, so looking back at your 60 credits, is there a particular role that holds a special place for you, and why?
Well, I would say two. Is one where, since I'm 95% of the time I'm the villain, so this one role, he actually told me, his name was Carlos Roman. He said, I'm so sick of seeing you play the bad guy and this and that. So he wrote this role particularly for me. It was a short called I can't even think of it now. But I played mentally disabled. I didn't want to play mentally disabled. I'm like, all this good destruction I caused, and you want me to play mentally disabled? But I did it, and I happened to be taking care of a mentally disabled man at the time. So he was actually living in our house. So I did it, so I knew all the new nuances and stuff about the not really making eye contact, and the fingers constantly moving, and ended up winning my first acting award for doing it. I got Best Lead Actor. Somebody from Tyler Perry camp said something to me, congratulated me. What's my man name from Greenleaf, the pastor? I don't know why. I don't Keith David. He said something to me, gave me accolades for it. I was like, okay, well, I guess I did my part. And the other one is Under His Control. That was my first lead role in a full feature. That's what got me being number 2 most hated. Yeah, that one. That was a 14-day. I think it took us 14 days in a row to film that, and women are still loving and hating me to this day.
I was just talking about villains yesterday because we had Jason Louder on our panel at last BBR Indie Films, and you know he played the villain, right? And I'm like, everybody loves a villain, man. I mean, to the point where you do it so good that they really don't like you in person.
They don't like. I would have literally had people come to my they come to my job because that's where I work, and I have my own security contract, and they would come up there, and the guy would see me and figure out who I was and call this girl on the phone and just FaceTime and just aim it towards me. That's him right there. I don't know if I want to punch him in the face more or the girl because she was so damn stupid to let him do it. So yeah, I get that. I still get that a lot. And they,
That's cool.
The Tubi chats and groups where they, judge and talk about movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on through those. They love me in there. I'll see Under His Control, and then I'll come in, and then I mess with people anyway. So it's like, I'd have left his ass anyway. And then I go say message her like, you wouldn't have left me neither. And they're like, this really you? I'm like, this is really me. Well, really the character, not really him. Yeah.
That's dope.
I love playing the bad guy.
But I like to hear that someone gave you a different scenario, because it is good to be able to show those layers, and that's a completely different layer. Acting. Yeah. So how did you get yourself into that?
You said how?
Mentally, how did you get yourself prepared for that?
For that one, you know what? Which one? Wait, the mentally disabled one or the narcissistic husband one?
The mentally disabled.
That one, you know what? I was mimicking, his name was Jimmy. I was mimicking him, but adding my own flair to it. Because remember, one, I didn't want to do it. So I was like, and then it's like the 3 things that I don't like. Like, even though I do all these roles, I'm shy. I don't like everybody looking at me, and I'm not naturally grinny and giggly. And I had to do all of that for that character. I had to act grinny and giggly. We was in a park, so everybody looking at me. So it was like everything I was against, I had to do for that role. But when I commit, I commit. So yeah, I ended up doing it, and I got great reception from it. So I got to say thank you.
That's great, because it pushed you out of your comfort zone. Because if everybody's calling you for one role, and then you get something that's completely different, and you win an award off of it, that means you really tap in,
Like when people see me play pastors and stuff like that, they like, you playing a pastor? I'm like, yeah. I was a whole deacon in church one time. I ain't really evil. Those are the roles. Yeah, I'm playing a pastor, and I may be portraying Gerald Levert in their biopic. So,
that would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Okay, so versatility is a hallmark of your career. How do you approach choosing the roles that you accept?
I try to go by subject matter, because if it's something that seems interesting, or something, I try to go for uniqueness. Like, I mean, my character may hence be similar, but the storyline in itself, like, I played a villain, but I played different villains. Like, I was a narcissistic husband. I'm a crooked cop, crooked federal agent, crooked attorney, crooked judge. So I mean, I get the characters, but
Right.
they just give me, crooked councilman, but you just got to throw crooked in there, and then I got you. I do any role you want, but it always end up being something sideways or shady.
Right. Right. You transitioned into directing and writing as well.
Mhm.
What has been your experience behind the camera?
That is very time consuming, and I don't want to say difficult. It's just like I just completed my partner and I's first feature film is going to be called Organs with the Z, and it's just once I'm into it and writing, I'm good, and it's just like you got to keep going back because what you think is hot on Monday, you might go back and read it Thursday like I could add a little more, I could take a little more, and that's what it was. I was so scared to have it complete because like it's done now, but I'm going through it one more time to make sure, that I'm satisfied with it. I'm like on the last few scenes, but I mean, it's definitely different. It one for me because I'm used to being in front of the camera.
Mhm.
So we have a series called Atlanta's Ugly 2.0 and 2.1 that's on Prime and Apple TV and a couple of others. And it was just strange to me when I started. And I'm sitting there watching the show and I'm mouthing the words that they're saying. And it's like, damn, I wrote this and they actually saying it and we winning awards. That's crazy to me because I didn't set out to act and I definitely didn't set out to write and direct, but evidently it must have been something that I was supposed to do. It's working out.
Mhm. What pushed you into that direction of saying, you know what, I want to write and I want to direct?
The the show, Atlanta's I came into and it was just Atlanta's Ugly and it was season 7, I believe. And my partner, his name is Carlton K. Reality. He had been doing it for like 7 years, I believe, when I got there. So I
Mhm.
reached out to him, about being on the show. And he hit me back. I'm not used to that. So I'm like, and I saw he read it. I'm like, and he finally hit me back. I was like, what happened? I was like, I reached out to you. I saw it like 2 weeks ago. And he's like, I never worked with nobody with your resume. I'm like, huh? He was like, I've never worked with nobody with your resume, and I didn't know what to say. I'm like, what? I'm like, brother, I'm trying to make it out here just like you. I mean, it was flattering, but I'm like, nah. I'm like, we all trying to do this. So I was a character in this show. We had a jail scene, and it
Mhm.
wasn't scripted at the time. So, I would say my lines. I'm sorry about this train. I would say my lines, and then I wait. Then he'd have, whoever, but they would just keep going over. And it's like, I don't want to say trying to out act each other, but if
Mhm.
there's no guidance per se, you're not gonna stop till you're comfortable. So on the way home, he asked me, he was like, "So what you think about the show? Like, you want my honest opinion, or you want my opinion because I'm in the show?" And he was like, "Honest opinion." I was like, "Why won't you script it?" He was like, "Wow." I was like, "When they do all that talking and you get home and you want it to be a certain length, what do you do?" He was like, "I edit it down." I was like, "For what?" I was like, "If you had a script and you put a period, there's
Mhm.
nothing else to say after that." And then he gave me an opportunity to write a scene for my character. And when I did, it was one of the most popular episodes of the series. And you talking a 7-year series, and my little 6-minute scene made it popular. So, he offered me the position as being co-writer. So I started co-writing. Him and I, we kind of, think on the same level.
Mhm.
So it's like, he usually handles the street, and I usually handle the government and the law enforcement and the municipal vernacular. And we mesh and we think, along the same lines. And
Mhm.
if I'm there, of course, I'm not gonna just let people go haphazard. And I ended up directing them anyway. It's like, if they saying something, and I'm like, I don't believe you. We got to do this again. So I ended up now I'm a co-director, co-writer, and co-producer and casting director. So it's like I fell into all of it actually. It's like I'm just falling, and now I'm doing screenwriting too. So that all that was wasn't on the plate.
I definitely understand not being on the plate. I came from the music side, touring and everything, and then I ended up uh, falling and had to have surgery on my knee, torn meniscus.
Wow.
Yeah. Hmm.
You think?
I know, right? And then that turned me into that transitioned me into doing film. So I just did my first feature film. It's been out now for 8 months, and
Okay.
it's now featured on 26 platforms. But
Nice.
I think where me and you both have an advantage is because we was already doing acting and
Right.
everything, transitioning into doing directing and writing, although it is tough and casting and everything else, because I did the same thing,
Right.
have an advantage because you know what it is on the other side and you're able to
Exactly.
articulate it a little bit better and you're
Right.
able to tell them exactly what you need because you can envision and see it from
Exactly.
both perspectives.
Right. Right. And you literally mimicked something that I said not too long ago. You can see it from the opposite side, and you can also you know how to talk to them and get the point across. Because you got some directors that just and it's like I could lead. I don't want to, but you can deal with them because you used to being on both sides of it. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty good since I'm a word nerd. I'm pretty good at writing for multiple people because some people they'll write and they think they can write for everybody, but when a certain person says it, it's like it sounds like they're acting, so they have to switch it up a little bit, as long as they keep the same concept. Because
Mhm,
I'm with that because you got some people who may have speech impediments and they
mhm,
just can't put certain words together back to back. And even with me, I do that sometimes. It's like I say the words and it just don't sound right coming out my mouth. I end up blinking too much and whatnot. I was like, nah, I would not ask them. As long as I keep the same concept, can I say it a certain way so it'll come out and be natural and don't look artificial.
mhm. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Okay. So Hollywood can be a tough industry. What advice would you give to younger people trying to get in? Not just younger people, because it doesn't matter the age. What advice
Yeah.
can you give to someone who's fresh getting started?
Well, I would say start with independent films. I know I tell people it sound good on your resume when you in all these big name movies, but if you're not really getting a chance to act in them, unless that's what you're trying to do, you just happy being in them. But most people when they get into to act, that's what you want to do. And I said
Mhm,
you get more opportunity with independent films. They'll actually let you they want their film and their project to be seen and come out as well. You want to be seen and come out. So they're more than likely to give you a role. You're actually talking, you're actually acting. You see what it's like on set. You can see how long these sets can be. You can see, unfortunately, how unruly some directors but you get the full spiel of it versus, you go to a big name movie, you're not really doing nothing. You're going from room to room, eating all day until it's time for them to film you. And then, you want to show your family everything. And then you don't want to be the one that you got to pause it. There I go right there when
right.
you run your mouth versus like, here I am right here on
Mhm,
a quality independent film. So I would say definitely look into quality independence to try to get your feet wet. And then, like I said, you'll get seen. Somebody will see you eventually. Because it's crazy. Because when I did an Applebee's commercial, and it was my first commercial, but I did like 20 movies by then, and I'm just listening to the people there because I'm quiet, so I don't know you. I'm not gonna sit there just running off, and then I don't boast what I've done unless somebody asks me if I did anything. But I'm just listening. One guy was like, he had to be because I started at 37, so I'm 51 now. He had to be, I don't know, probably 40, 45. And he was like, I just want the camera to just hit my face so my family can see me. And it kind of puts you in perspective on how blessed you are, when you're able to do this, especially
Mhm.
being able to do it, easily and consistently, because he just wanted the camera to hit him. I was like, wow, I just want the camera to get off me so I could scratch my ear because it's killing me. But, you know,
Okay. I am very curious. How in the world did you get dubbed the title number
oh,
2 most hated man on Tubi TV?
and when I say they was dragging, and I think partially because it's what you call it, it's a true story.
Mhm.
So that kind of makes it easier to not like somebody because it's
Mhm.
actually somebody's real story. So I believe that was it. That was and I did my part well. People were literally hating me, and I'm like, y'all know this is just a movie, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when I started going into those the movie groups, and I started hearing it. Because first it was fourth, then it was third, then I think it stopped right at second, and that's where it's been for a couple of months. I probably done lost it by now, but that's where it's been.
Understood. So how do you balance it all? I heard you say you have your own security company, you have your life, your personal life, and you're also doing acting, you're writing, you're directing. How are you balancing?
Well, one, there is no personal life now, so we just X that out.
Oh,
I mean, I just make it happen. I try to divide it as best as I could. I mean, it's really no formula to that. It's just if you want it, you got to do it. So I want it, so I've been making it happen. Like, I mean, I'm up to 3, 4, 5 in the morning trying to write, and got to keep doing it again because I'm nodding. I done fell asleep with the phone and tablet in my hand. Wake up, I don't know what this is. I type, so you definitely you gonna work for it if you want it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There are a million actors out there. I mean, as you know, just like there's a million singers, everybody's trying to get in Hollywood, everybody's trying to get in some films and everything. Honestly, how do you stand out amongst the crowd?
I don't know. I think partially, like, as shy as I am, I think partially it's my personality. I mean, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, so you know, up north we got a little different little swagger. So I don't know because, like, yes, I'm telling my secrets now. Like let's say somebody name drops or whatever, and I don't do it as much now, but I used to do it a lot. Like,
Mhm.
let's say like somebody name drops, I'll go in the inbox, well, go see what they've done. It's okay. I'm curious to meet them and whatnot. So I just met somebody the other day that put me in their movie. I went in the inbox and was like, somebody told me that with what you do and what I do, we'll make magic together. So it's just little slick stuff and whatnot. And she came back like, oh yeah, what have you done? And if I get to show you my work, I got you. So,
Right.
it's just you got to be creative. Like, I don't like casting calls, and I can't stand. I don't really like video submissions. I can do it, but I don't really. I'm more personable with people. So
Hmm.
if I can get in a pretty much a good conversation with you, I could sell myself pretty good. So,
Hmm.
it's all on the individual because you got some people that could just be knocking them out, knocking them out. Then you got some people that only get like 1 or 2 a year, and it's like, thank God I'm one of the ones that can keep knocking them out. So, knock on wood. Hopefully, I keep that up.
Definitely. Everybody sees the finished product. Everybody sees all the glitz and glamour behind everything, and they don't realize that it takes a lot of work. There are struggles, there are challenges. Can you, and this is Transparency Talks podcast.
Hmm.
So being transparent, what are some of your biggest challenges that you face in this industry?
Um, Let me see. Biggest challenges. Now, you mean me being the actor or me being behind the camera now?
An actor.
As an actor,
Hmm.
uh, see, my weight fluctuates,
Mm.
so that's been really my biggest thing. Like I don't really hear no a whole hell of a lot. So, but it's just me personally. I think because my weight fluctuations, like I can, I tell people I'll gain weight to be Santa Claus and lose weight to be in Chocolate City 5 if I have to. But it's just, it's just where it is where I'm going for a particular role. Like a friend of mine is doing a MMA movie. I'm not MMA movie material right now. So my challenge is when I see something I want, am I in the physical condition to do that role? You know what I'm saying? Luckily, like right now, I'm trying to land this Gerald Levert thing. Okay, I'm on basically Team Big Boy right now, so I'm good. But if I see a martial art movie that I really want to do, it's like, do I want to be the chubby one in the movie or whatnot? So it's like I would say my challenge. It's not too much getting the role. It's just my look per se for the role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty steadfast when I go for something. Cause see, I go for something that I know I'm proficient at,
Mm-hmm.
which is usually the bad guy. So I can send you 20 different movies where I'm playing 20 different bad guys, and it's never the same thing. So it's like I done had people write me in their movie after it was done because
Oh,
I've
wow.
done that before too. Like the movie be complete, and I'll say, look, I know you're done casting, but I would like to work with you now in the near future if you have time. Here's some of my work, and yada yada yada, and they'll hit me back like, look, I got a part that I wasn't gonna put in the movie, but when I saw you, I was like, man, look, it'll work. Would you want to do it? Absolutely. So it's just been, but you know what I'm getting now? I'm getting that what is the Illuminati?
Mm.
That's yeah, I'm getting a lot of requests from them now. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm everywhere. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm like, oh, okay, somebody watching. So
Wait a
what does
minute. So are they
yeah,
saying, "Hey, we are Illuminati," or how do you know they're Illuminati?
yeah, it literally says it.
Oh,
Yeah, they know it's not hidden. They say it. And they ask you or whatever, but I don't even open it up to respond. First of all, I'll open up links because I done got my Instagram hacked too many times. So when I
yeah,
see a link, I'm like, y'all got
yeah.
to tell me on the phone personally because I don't trust no links. But yeah, I said, so does that mean that I'm being watched and they see potential in me, or what is that? Because I guess should I be? I don't think I should be flattered, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they've been coming at me now for a little over a year. Every month or so, I see something from them, and it's just random. Like any app I'm on a singing app called Smule. What y'all doing on the singing app? I'm
Right.
looking at my messages. I'm like, wait, yeah, okay, no, I'm good. Don't finish singing, but yeah,
How do you develop your craft?
practice. That's all you can do. You practice it by doing, because some people I can't say no names. Some people I call it the prima donna syndrome, where they feel as though they're too good to do certain roles, or if the part is too small, they
Mm.
don't want to do it, and things like that. I'm like, I try to treat every part the same, with the same professionalism. Like, if I got one line and I'm on somebody's set, it's their set. I don't care how many movies I've done, how many things I've directed, how many characters I played. If I'm on someone's set, I
Mhm.
follow the rules. I mean, of course, I see stuff that could be improved, or if you say this to them, they'll do it that way. But that's not my job. There, I'm an actor, so I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna do that one line like I did that whole movie. I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it my all and make it as believable as possible. I mean, that's all you can do is
Mhm.
practice. Like, some people, you got your favorite movie and you can say it word for word.
Yeah.
You not realizing you actually practicing there when you ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis, and you doing the whole facial expression and the head move. You practicing then. It's just, it's unintentional. But anytime you imitate when you sing it and you got the facial expressions and trying to sound like the person, you always practicing, really. It's just, you unconsciously doing it.
Right. Okay. So you get a script. How do you practice? Are you practicing by yourself? You just repeating it over and over? Do you put it on tape? Do you have someone reading it with you? What's the secret sauce?
I used to do it with my daughter. My daughter used to, but she's grown now, got her own place. So I
Right.
can keep that with her. So now I record it and I listen to it, like just listen to it over and over and over again.
Hmm.
One time I listened to, because it was a lot of lines. I listened to it so much that I literally forgot everything. Everything I learned. And what happened was, of course, I panicked because it was like 2 days away and I just could not remember anything. So what I did was I just didn't even try for
Hmm.
like those last 2 days, and everything came back. My God. But yeah, I record it now. Just listen to it. Because I literally would play it in my sleep. I'll put it on repeat and then I go to sleep and I can even hear it subliminally.
Hmm.
But I used to have a reader with me, but that don't she don't read with me no more. Yeah, she used to read with me, and then they would ask who the reader was, and she would get in the movie. Matter of fact, we in a movie together coming called Karma, coming up pretty soon. Same thing. They heard her read. Who's your reader? I was like, my daughter. You want her in the movie too? I was like, does she act? I'm like, yeah. She in like 4 or 5 movies. So yeah,
That's
but
the.
just over and over again, the repetitiveness.
Hmm. Hmm. So what's next for you?
Well, with my talent agency, Ego Entertainment, we are now working on its true event stories called I Survived Suicide. So we're
Mm.
filming. This one is 4 stories of young ladies who either succeeded or haven't succeeded in committing suicide. So it's a good cause. We're filming that July 12th and 13th. We'll be filming that. Then I'm in another movie called Karma, and then my partner and I movie that's called Organs. We're gonna start filming that probably the end of July, and then we have another mini series called Unregistered Hits, Cowboys in the Hood. We got them. They coming now because I'm in people's stuff, but now we have our own stuff that we're doing as well. So we created our own lane. So if we're not working in somebody's, we're working on our own. So
I understand that completely. I feel that. That's the
yeah,
same
so
for me. I'm not working on somebody's set. I'm building my own sets and I'm working on my own project.
yeah. So 2024 is busy, busy.
That's good. That's good. So if someone wanted to work with you, how do they get in contact with you and everything?
All of my stuff is my name. So Facebook, it would be Therron Dumas. Instagram, it's Therron Dumas X. Um, TikTok is Actor Dumas. Everything is revolved around my name. That way, I keep it simple.
Hmm. I
So
understand that too. Everything is Butterby Rocker
right,
intentionally so that
right,
the branding is the same. Yes.
absolutely,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
definitely get that. So do you have any final things you want to say to the audience?
I mean, for all those who out there trying to do it, just keep it up, keep pushing. Like I said, it was crazy for me when I started. It's much easier now than it was 13 years ago. So I mean, just keep pushing. Like I said, give independence a try. I know everybody be having jokes about Tubi movies and stuff like that. All Tubi movies aren't terrible. And think about it. If Fox bought Tubi, can't be all that bad. They
Mm-hmm.
that's a chess move when they did that because they see how popular it is. So like I said, just keep pushing. Reach out to the independent. Don't be too big to do small roles. Even if it's just 2 lines. My man Tony Grant from Tyler Perry's plays. He
I
said
know, Tony.
Yeah, it took him so long to get on one of the shows, but he said the first show he was on, he said he was at the door and opened up the door and was like, how you guys doing? That was it. $5,000 done.
Mm-hmm.
Then another one, he was walking out the door. All right, see you guys later. $5,000. But what if he was too big to say them 3 words?
Right.
He'd never, what I'm saying? He'd have never got that money. For one, everybody chasing the bag per se, but I tell people that I rely more on relationships than
Mm-hmm.
charging people. Relationships get you way further than always having your hand out for something. Because I work for free on so many projects. Like I gave a friend of mine, I had a big role on ID Discovery Channel, and I couldn't do it. And I called the girl and I let her know because me and her was cool. I was like, I'm gonna send my brother and let him do it. He ended up doing it. He ended up blowing up. He's SAG now. He reached out to me about 2 weeks ago. He was like, "Hey, brother, I never forgot what you did for me. Me and my partner opened up a studio down here in Baltimore. Anytime you come down, you can use it for free."
That's
I
tough.
know 10 years later, he was going to hit me back and say that. So, like I said, it's definitely relationships are key, yeah, down here, especially down here in this Atlanta area.
Right, for sure. Well, I would like to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come on to Transparency Talks podcast. You spit
Thank
a
you
lot of
for
great game and everything. So thank you.
thank you for having me. Thank you.
Not a problem. So with that, everybody, we are out of here and we're going to talk to you guys later. So you stay on, but we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.